Dear friends, scholars and students, I am Professor Satish Prakash Shukla. I welcome you all again to this YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss about some typical methods of studying correlation in which the data obtained in nominal scale are also used. Such five methods we are going to discuss. Which are those? Let us see on the screen. Number one is point biserial correlation method. Number two is biserial correlation method. Number three is tetrachoric 5 correlation method. Number 4 is tetrachoric correlation method. Number 5 is contingency correlation method. We will discuss about all these methods one by one, and for that we will start with point biserial correlation method. Friends, this method can be used if out of two, one variable is continuous and another is dichotomous naturally. Continuous variable is that variable that is measured in interval or ratio scale, and dichotomous means binary. Binary means divided into mutually exclusive groups, and here such a dichotomous variable is to be taken that is divided in two groups on some natural criterion. And if these two types of the variables are there, then to find the correlation coefficient, point biserial correlation method is used. Some special features of this method are there. Number one, it is more reliable than biserial correlation method. Number two, the value obtained by this method ranges from -1 to 1. Number three, the value of correlation coefficient obtained by this method and the value of the same obtained by Karl Pearson's product moment method will be always equal. And next, this method can be used for item analysis for the items which have only two options for response, like true or false, correct or incorrect, or yes or no. Now we see how this method can be used to find the correlation coefficient. For that, we'll see an example on the screen. One example is given. In this example, two variables TAT scores and gender are given of 10 subjects. TAT means teaching aptitude test scores, and gender, according to gender, the subjects are divided into mutually exclusive groups, males and females. Males are coded 1 year and females are coded 0 year. In this way, gender is a dichotomous variable here, and it is naturally dichotomous. Now we'll see how correlation coefficient is found by using point biserial correlation method. For that, this formula is to be used. RP base means correlation coefficient by point biserial correlation method equals to MP minus MQ upon sigma into under root PQ, where N means number of pairs, number of subjects 10 are there here, so N is 10. NP means number of one coded subjects, 6 subjects are there who are coded 1, so NP is 6. NQ means number of zero coded subjects in gender, such 4 subjects are there, so NQ is 4. Now we have to find MP. MP means mean score of one coded subjects in TAT, such 6 subjects are there, and they have obtained 65, 42, 47, 43, 39, 35 marks, and their mean is 45.17, so MP is 144.45.17. MQ, mean score of zero coded subjects. The subjects who are coded 0 in gender, such 4 are there, and scores obtained by them are 23, 56, 60 and 45, and the mean of these all 4 observations is 46. Now we have to find sigma. Sigma means standard deviation of the scores of all the subjects in TAT, and it is found here 12.39. Now P. P means NP upon N. NP we know 6 and N is 10, so P is 0.6. Q is equal to NQ upon N. NQ is 4 and N is 10, so Q is 0.4. In this way we have got all the values which are to be used in the formula. Now replacing the values in formula, we will get the value of R point biserial equals to minus 0.328. Now we will see another method, that is biserial correlation method. Before proceeding for that, we must know some basic conditions for using it. Number one, if one variable is continuous and another is dichotomous, not naturally dichotomous, but it is made dichotomous by creating some particular criteria. These two types of the variables must be there. Second condition is if the distribution is symmetrical, then only this method can be used. Third condition is if number of pairs, number of subjects is less than 30, then this method cannot be used. And next condition is if the value of P or Q is more than 0.9, then also this method cannot be used. Now we'll see how this method can be used. For that we'll see one example on the screen. The example is given. In this example, two variables, job satisfaction scale scores of the subjects and their adjustment level. Two variables are given. Job satisfaction scores are obtained in interval scale, so it is continuous. According to adjustment, the subjects are divided in two divisions, two categories. The subjects having high adjustment, subjects having low adjustment. And this division is made on the basis of the scores obtained by the subjects in adjustment inventory. So it is made dichotomous by creating the criterion. The subjects having high adjustment level are coded here 1 and subjects having low adjustment are coded 0 here. Total 32 subjects are there, so 32 pairs are there. Now how to find correlation coefficient by this method, let us see. For that this formula is to be used. R biserial equals to MP minus MP upon sigma into PQ upon U, where number of subjects is 32, number of pairs is 32, NP means number of one coded subjects 19, the subjects who are coded in adjustment 1, such subjects are 19. Then NQ means number of zero coded subjects, such 13 subjects are there, they are coded 0 in adjustment level, so there are 13 subjects, so NQ is 13. MP, now we have to find the mean scores of one coded subjects in job satisfaction scale. Remember, the subjects are coded in adjustment level, but the scores are to be taken from job satisfaction. So the mean of such 19 subjects in job satisfaction scale scores is 42. Now we have to find MQ. MQ means mean score of zero coded subjects in job satisfaction scale. They are coded 0 in adjustment, but we have to take the scores for job satisfaction, and we have to find the mean of the 13 subjects who are coded 0 in job satisfaction scale, and the mean is found here 47.56. Now sigma, standard deviation of scores of all the subjects in job satisfaction, and the standard deviation is found here 11.90. Now P is NP upon N 19 upon 32 equals to 0.59. Q is NQ upon N 13 upon 32, so it is 0.41. Now new thing is U. U is, what is U? Height of perpendicular line segment that divides P and Q in symmetrical distribution, and here the value of U is 0.389. This value is found from the ready-made table, and for that first of all we have to find the absolute difference of P from 0.9. It is 0.09 because P is 0.59 and the absolute difference of this and 0.5 is 0.09. 0.59 minus 0.5 is 0.09. Or we can take the absolute difference of Q in place of difference of P, and absolute difference of Q from 0.5 is also 0.09. This will happen always. The absolute difference of P or Q from 0.5 will be always equal, and here it is 0.09. We have to find this absolute difference. Then we have to see the table showing the height of perpendicular line segment. The ready-made table is available in the statistical table books, and the table is like this. In this table, height of perpendicular line segment in symmetrical distribution at given distance from mean. 0.09 is the distance from mean of the perpendicular line that divides P and Q in symmetrical distribution, and we have found here 0.09, that absolute difference, and near in another column near 0.09 the height of that perpendicular line is given, that is 0.389. This value is taken there. You can see in the table two columns are there. Area from mean means absolute difference of P or Q, and height U means height of the perpendicular line corresponding to that absolute difference. In this way, in two columns, the table the values of height is shown. Different columns are there, and from this table we can find the height of perpendicular line for any absolute difference. In this way, the 0.38 the value of height, that is 0.389, is taken, and in this way for this formula all the values are found. Now replacing these values in this formula, I will get the value of R biserial, means correlation coefficient by biserial correlation method, that is found here minus 0.284. Now we'll see another method that is phi correlation method. Friends, this method can be used only if both the variables are found dichotomous naturally, then only this method can be used for finding correlation coefficient between such two variables. And the frequencies of the subjects are taken for both the variables here in and the frequencies are arranged in 2 by 2 table as shown on the screen. Here two variables, gender and net result, are taken. According to gender, subjects are divided in two groups, male and female, mutually exclusive groups. Total number of male is 70 and total number of female is 130. And according to net result, also the subjects are divided in two groups, the subjects who failed in the examination and the subjects who passed in the examination. Failed subjects are 80 and passed subjects are 120. In this way, the frequencies of the subjects in terms of both the variables are taken and arranged in 2 by 2 table, and in this way we'll have four types of the frequencies, and all the frequencies are to be denoted by the symbols like A, B, C, D. We have to denote the frequencies in this way. After arranging the frequencies in this table, we use the formula for finding phi correlation. Before proceeding for that, remember these frequencies are obtained in nominal scale, that we must remember. So here the data are obtained in nominal scale. Now we'll see the formula to find phi correlation. In formula, AD minus BC is written. AD means A into D. A is 50 here and D is 60. So multiplication product of these two is to be taken, that is 3000, minus BC means B into C. B is 20 and C is 70. So the product of these two is 1400. And in denominator, under root A plus B, C plus D, A plus C, B plus D, multiplication of these, all the sums are to be taken. And A plus B means A 50 and B 20, so A plus B 70 into C plus D. C is 70 and D 60. It is 130. Here it is to be written in place of C plus D, into A plus C is A 50 and C 70, so A plus C is 120. That is to be written here. And B plus D is B20 and D60, and the sum is 80, so it is to be written here. In this way, by replacing all the values in the formula, we will find this expression, and by solving this expression, the value of phi correlation will be found. Here it is 0.13. Now we will see another method of finding correlation coefficient, tetrachoric correlation. Friends, this method can also be used only if both the variables are found dichotomous, are made dichotomous, not found dichotomous, by creating certain criteria for dividing the subjects in two groups for both the variables. Here the variables are not found dichotomous naturally, they are made dichotomous by creating some particular criteria. Let us see how correlation coefficient is found by this method. Here, two variables, adjustment level and emotional maturity level of the subjects are taken. On the basis of these two variables, the subjects are divided into two groups. In this way, we are having here four groups, and the frequencies of the subjects are taken here. It means the nominal scale is used here. According to the emotional maturity, subjects are divided in two groups, having low emotional maturity and having high level of emotional maturity. In this way, according to emotional maturity, subjects are divided in two groups. According to adjustment also, the subjects are divided in two groups, the subjects having high level of adjustment and subjects having low level of adjustment. In this way, both the variables are made dichotomous, and the frequencies are arranged in 2 by 2 table in this way, and all the frequencies are denoted by A, B and C and D. Now we have to apply this formula to find correlation coefficient, that is RT. RT means correlation coefficient by tetrachoric method, and the formula is cos means cosec, cos and cos of what? Then it is 180 degree into under root BC upon under root AD plus under root BC. BC means B into C. B is 30 and C is 30, so BC is 900. AD means A into D. A is 50 and D is 70, so AD is 3500. And BC, again BC comes, so BC is 30 into 30, so 900. Now replacing all the values in the formula, we'll have this expression. By solving this expression, we will get the value of RT in this way in terms of the cos 60.56 degree. Now to get the value of this, we have to see the table of cosec, and in cosec table we can find the value of cos 60.56, and it is found here 0.49. In this way, tetrachoric correlation coefficient of these two variables, between these two variables, is 0.49. Now we'll see contingency correlation method. Friends, this method can be used only if both the variables are divided in at least three groups. If both the variables are divided in at least three groups, then only this method can be used. And the subjects are divided on the basis of the variables. At least three levels should be there for both the variables, and the frequencies are found of the subjects in terms of the categories of both the variables, and they are arranged in 3 by 3 table if both the variables are divided in three groups. Here two variables, SES means socio-economic status and value awareness level of the subjects are taken, and subjects are divided in three groups, and total in this way total 9 groups are found here, and the frequencies of the subjects are shown in 3 by 3 table. 9 frequencies are given here. 41 belongs to high SES and high value awareness. In the same way, 89 belongs to medium SES and medium value awareness. 151 belongs to low SES and low value awareness. In this way, the frequencies are arranged. After arranging the frequencies, we have to find expected frequency for all the cells. 9 cells are there. The frequencies shown here are known as observed frequency, that is in short known as FO. FO means observed frequency. 9 FOs are there. For 9 FOs we have to find expected frequencies, means we have to find FE, and for finding the FE we have to use a particular formula. Suppose we are going to find the value of FE for 41. 41 is FO, and we have to find FE for 41. Then we have to take the column total of 41. 41 belongs to high SES, so we have to take the total of high SES 236, and 41 also belongs to high value awareness, so we have to take the total of high value awareness, that is 190, and we have to take the total frequency 800. In this way, three figures we have to take, and these figures are to be arranged in this formula. Here high SES and high value awareness, the subjects belong to these two categories are taken, and high SES, total of high SES 236, so it is written here 236, and total of high value awareness is 190, so it is written 190, and these two figures are to be multiplied, and then it is to be divided by total number of subjects, that is 800. In this way, expected frequency for this 41 that belongs to high SES and high value awareness is found here 56.05. In this way, we have to find expected frequency for all the cells. Second one is 99 that belongs to high SES and medium value awareness 99. The total of high SES is 236, so here it is written 236, and total of medium value awareness is 256, so here it is written 256, and these two are multiplied then divided by 800, and in this way the expected frequency for this 99 is obtained here 75.52. Now this 96 belongs to high SES and low value awareness. Total of high SES is 236, so here 236 is written, and total of low value awareness is 354, so here it is 354 is written. In this way these two are multiplied and divided by 800, and we have obtained here the expected frequency for this 96, that is found here 104.43. In the same way, we want to find the expected frequency for this 80. 80 belongs to medium SES and high value awareness. So we have to take the total of medium SES, that is 276, that is written here. And in the same way, we have to take the total of high value awareness, that is 190. Here it is written 190. These two figures are multiplied and then divided by 800. In this way, we have got here 65.55. That is expected frequency for 80. In this way, expected frequencies for all the cells are to be found here. They are found here in the same way by taking the column total and row total of that corresponding frequencies, and in this way the expected frequencies of all 9 cells are found here. After finding expected frequency, we have to apply this formula, that is C equals to S minus N upon S. Here in 3/3 table 41, that the figures mentioned shown in white color are observed frequency, and the figures shown in yellow color are expected frequency, corresponding expected frequency. Now we have to apply this formula, C equals to under root S minus N upon S. N means total number of subjects, and it is 800 here. S means the sum of FO square upon FE. S means sigma FO square upon FE, means sum of FO square upon FE. We have to find FO square upon FE for all 9 cells, and for that we have to use observed frequency and expected frequency. How? Let us see one example of this 41. FO square upon FE of this 41 is 41 square, that is FO square, and FE is of this is 56.05. They are put here, and in this way we get here 1681 upon 56.05, and ultimately we get here 29.99. In this way, for all the 9 cells we have to find the value of FO square upon FE, and after finding FO square upon FE for all the cells, the sum of all FO square upon FE is to be found, and in this way the sum of all FO square upon FE is found here 827.781. In this way we have got the values to be placed in the formula. Now placing the value in the formula, we will get the value of correlation coefficient, that is found here 0.18. In this way, friends, today we have discussed about typical methods of studying correlation, in which the data obtained in nominal scale are also used. If you are having any query in terms of these methods, then you can write in the comment box, or you can mail me. You will be replied immediately. We will meet now again with another topic on some other day. Till then, thank you. Goodbye.